I had wrote the Attorney General office letting them know that I was incarcerated.
Your Honor, we're here on a non-agreed child support review order. The parties agree to all issues except for the arrears. So I'll go ahead and announce the rest of the parts that the parties do agree to. Medical will be through Tiffany Weaver at a cost of $72 a month. Dental will be through Tiffany Weaver at a cost of $4 per month. Cash medical support will be $72 a month beginning October 1st, 2023. Dental support will be $4 a month beginning October 1st, 2023. Child support will be $493 a month beginning October 1st, 2023. Mr. King will be responsible for court costs, and that's the extent of the order other than the arrears that is contested. I'll go ahead and call the parties. I call the mother, Tiffany Weaver. Miss Weaver, could you state your full name?
Yes, Tiffany S. Weaver.
What's the name of the child involved in this case?
It's Tiana King currently, but I think there is some back child support there for Jai Anderson as well. I believe 2 years of the back.
Okay. And how old is Tiana?
She's 14.
Okay. And ma'am, is it correct that in this child support review order that it took a judgment for child support of $20,174.77 as of August 31st, 2023?
That is correct.
And are you asking for Mr. King to pay that off at $152 a month beginning October 1st, 2023?
Yes.
And are you asking for a medical support judgment of $0 as of August 31st, 2023?
Yes.
And are you asking for a dental support judgment of $0 as of August 31st, 2023?
Okay, so let me confirm. So the amounts that we just discussed, are those off the table for the medical and the?
So on your pay record, I'll share a copy of the pay record. It only lists child support. So in your previous order, only child support was ordered.
Okay.
So that's why we're only asking for a judgment on the child support.
Okay, and I'm very new to this process because I've never gotten anything. And so when he got out, I was advised of what was back owed and all of that. So I think this was ordered through our divorce decree. So whatever I signed off and agreed to, that's what I'm in agreement with.
Okay. And ma'am, does this look like a true and accurate copy of the pay record in this case?
I have no idea. I've never seen a pay record. Like I said, this is my first time even pursuing or getting anything. So, I mean, if that's what you guys have, I have to go with that because I just was made aware of a card and I just got all of that as of our hearing.
And ma'am, the pay record, it shows that he owed $20,174.77 in arrears as of August 31st, 2023. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Pass a witness.
All right, call next witness.
I call the father, Jimmy King. Mr. King, could you state your full name?
Yes, ma'am. Jimmy Dale King.
Okay. And sir, did you hear the announcement regarding agreed portions of the order?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Are you in agreement to everything in the order except for the arrears?
Yes, ma'am, because I had wrote the Attorney General office letting them know that I was incarcerated. And I think a motion was filed. Like, it's kind of hard for me to gather that information right now. But I don't have a problem with support my child or anything like that. So no, I don't have a problem with it. But,
okay. And sir, do you agree to the judgment amount of $20,174.77 as of August 31st, 2023?
I mean, like I said, I basically would like to know, like, because the lady that I spoke with earlier, she said that because they didn't respond or they don't have the notice saying that I was incarcerated then, the reason why I'm so back behind on child support, that they would, that I could speak to the judge about it. And that's basically all I was wanting to do today.
Okay. And sir, do you understand that the state, we can't agree to retroactively modify your child support? Like we
Yes,
can't
ma'am.
go back and modify it in the past?
Yes, ma'am. She explained it to me.
Okay. Is there anything else that you want to tell the courts?
Well, basically, with me doing this, I would like to know exactly where my daughter resides, where my daughter lives at, because I haven't seen her since the beginning of the year.
Okay, and sir, do you understand that in this order, which should be sent to you, it has the address of Miss Weaver on there?
No, I wasn't aware.
Okay. And sir, are you in agreement to pay off your child support arrears at $152 a month beginning in October of 2023?
Yes, and I don't understand that part because they've been taking child support out of my check. When she says she don't get nothing, I really don't know like what's going on with that.
And sir, it sounds like the mother just recently got a payment method to receive this support. So that's something that she'll have to set up with the Office of the Attorney General. But I do see recent payments by you that are reflected on the pay record.
Okay.
Okay. Pass a witness.
Can I?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so even in regards to the in the rears, I fought between 2014 and 2016 to even get him served. So there is actually more child support owed, and I'm not here to discuss that. But my concern is that because of his lifestyle and some of his choices, I'm married. I do not want him at my house. He hasn't seen my daughter because he calls her on a Friday. She's 14. To advise of him coming to get her or making arrangements on Saturday. Per our agreement, he needs to do like a 2-week notice. Because of his past choices and even some of the things that he's doing now, on why he went to prison, drug affiliation, and a lot of things that I experienced. My concern is always safety, the safety of my child. I want my child to be comfortable, but she's had some very, indifferent experiences. At 14, she's made a decision that she doesn't want to, she doesn't feel safe. She doesn't want to be. So that's my concern. It's not that I don't want to. I have tried to be over the years to get him to make, better choices so that he's not in prison. But I've done everything that I can do. So this isn't just me withholding her from her. She's at that age based on choices, based on her communication with him, that she's made a decision like I'll see him, but I don't want to stay the night. And then just some of the inconsistencies. So by no means am I here to say you can't
Weaver,
see me.
we're getting into a long hearing about issues that I'm not here for. But I'm
Okay.
gonna try to resolve those as best I can. Does
Okay.
Mr. King have your current address?
He does. And so if something happens or
So has
I
he
can
picked
just
up the
file a report,
child? Excuse me. Has he picked up the child at your residence, or are y'all meeting?
he
at
has
a-
not.
Please wait for
Our
me to stop
agreement is that
talking.
we'll meet.
Please wait for me to stop talking.
Okay.
You cannot answer my question if you don't hear my full question.
Okay.
You said that there has been some visitation. Has y'all met at a public place, or has he come
That's
to
the
your?
agreement. Yes.
Oh my gosh, you're just people today are gonna get on my nerves, I guess. Okay, all right. The parts y'all agreed to, those are all fine. Mr. King, the arrears that are owed are owed. There's nothing we can do about those. I understand you're incarcerated, but you did not file a motion to modify your child support before you went to prison. And so I can't retroactively modify your child support. I know most of the time people don't think about their child support when they're going to jail. But unfortunately, that's what you have to do for us to be able to stop your child support. Occasionally, the Attorney General's office will file a motion to modify. They tried to do that. They don't get to every case, so they can stop child support while somebody's in prison. But like I said, they don't get to every case. You still have children that have to eat every day. And so it's only fair that you have to pay something for the past. And unfortunately, that means it's a large amount of money that you owe, but that's because you're incarcerated and no one chose for that to happen except you. So you're going to have, that's kind of one of those things that you're going to have to live with, unfortunately, even though you may not like it. You owe child support arrears of $20,174.77. You need to pay $152 a month. That's a fair payment based on what you owe. It could be $200 or $300 a month. So I think 152 is fair based on the amount that you owe, and you owe court costs as billed. As far as anything else that's not related to what we're here for today, y'all both need to go read your order. You have an order that clearly states what you're supposed to do and what you're supposed to follow. If y'all want to reach agreements outside of that order, that's between both of you. Both of you have to decide if you want to reach an agreement. It sounds like y'all are already doing some of those things already. Remember that even though a 14-year-old looks like an adult and might look like the size of an adult, they are not an adult. They cannot make adult decisions. They cannot decide whatever they want to do. If you want that to happen, they usually are going to get in trouble. So we don't want them to get in trouble. They have to do what they're supposed to do. And if they're court ordered to do it, then they have to do it. Now, I understand, at the same time, of course, we need to listen to our children, but it needs to be something reasonable. I don't think there's a reason why Mr. King should have no visitation, but maybe the way that y'all have been doing it, where it's been somewhat limited, makes more sense. I don't know. I'm not trying to make a court order as to that, but y'all need to discuss this case amongst you two, not including the 14-year-old daughter. You can express those concerns to each other and maybe come up with some kind of agreement, then that will work. If not, then we have to abide by the court orders, just like I'm making Mr. King pay back child support for the child support order that was entered against him a long time ago. The visitation also has to be followed if y'all don't reach any kind of agreement. So you'll need to discuss that and not involve the 14-year-old in decisions. She should not be making decisions. You can definitely talk to her individually, but don't coach her. Don't tell her what to say. She needs to be able to make her own decisions. And otherwise, y'all need to follow the orders. If you want to change the orders, even if it's the visitation, you have to file a motion to modify those provisions. Otherwise, any court is going to enforce the orders as they are. The Attorney General's office will put this order into writing for me to sign and email you both a copy. Y'all are done with court today. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.
You're on.
I'm not going to go and have y'all comment on it.
Okay.
If you have a question, I can answer a quick question. But as you can see, I have several other cases that I need to do court hearings on. I've already heard all your testimony. I've already heard all the evidence. There's really not much else to discuss. So you have a quick question, I'll do that real quick, but then I'm not going to do this for a long time.
I'm sorry, it's a delay. That's why it seems like I'm over talking you. I did want to advise that the address that the court has on file is his sister's address. It is not his physical address where he's residing now. I did want to make you guys aware of that.
He's supposed to give you his address too. Mr. King, are you done or did you have a question?
Yes, sir. Basically, the marriage decree that she has, I was just not emailed it. So it states somewhere that I would have to notify her 14 days in advance to pick up my Tiana. And I don't have a problem with that. And my daughter has never been in danger around me.
What's your
like
question,
you said,
sir?
it's a bunch of coaching. But
You're trying to comment to me, and I'm not interested in your comments. You have a question. I asked you, do you want a question? I don't want to hear comments. What's your question? My question also is like with the $152 fine, or I mean the $152 payment that I make a month on a rear. Do I have to set it up? Because like I said, I already get child support taken out of my check. I don't think you need to set anything up as long as you're notifying the Attorney General's office where you're working. When I looked at the record, it looks like they're taking, I think it's at $51.92 out of your paychecks. That's not very much. I'm not sure why it's so little, but they're going to send a new withholding order to your employer telling them how much to take out. Okay. And, I don't know if you're not earning enough to pay the full payment or what the deal is there. But it probably is going to go up, obviously. So they'll notify your employer of the new court order that we're doing today once I sign it. That may take a couple of weeks for that to happen. So you shouldn't have to do anything unless you change employer. So if you leave your employer, change employers, that kind of thing, then you need to notify the Attorney General's office so that we don't have a stoppage in payments. But otherwise, you should be fine. You have a way where y'all can log into the Attorney General website and you can see the payments that you're making, Mr. King. So you can see that. And Ms. Weaver also has the ability to log in herself and see that as well. So y'all may need to look at the website and log in so that you can see all that information. All right, I need to move on to other people here.
Thank you.
With court, you can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.
Thanks.